Hockey is the best sport on earth, and today we will show you how to improve your game.
Running out of breath, but I got stamina. Running out, I close my eyes, I got stamina.
Today we will be analyzing the net force when the puck leaves the stick, so the force that the stick transfers to the puck. For this, we will be using the simple formula of force in newtons equals mass times velocity. Keep in mind that the mass of a puck is 170 grams. We will start by slowing down a slap shot. As you can see, the player is putting a lot of force on his stick, which causes the stick to bend. When shot right, the stick should bend exactly like this, and it will apply the most force to the puck for the best speed possible.
This is what an amateur slap shot looks like.
As we see from this graph, Nick's shot for the first meter traveled at 2.8 meters per second, which means from the stick to the puck, there was approximately 476 newtons applied. When you watch a professional take a slap shot, there's many differences including. One is the placement of his feet. Notice how he transfers all the weight from his back foot to his front foot and follows all the way through. When we take a look at the professional's chart, we see much different. We see that his puck traveled at 3.75 meters per second. This means from the stick to the puck, 637.5 newtons were exchanged. Also, by looking at the red lines, you can see that his acceleration was much greater. As we see McDavid take his shot, we see the next most valuable option for most players to use, the snapshot. It is good for quick release and tricking the goalie's eyes. As we watch the amateur take a shot, we see that in many ways his technique is off. For one, his feet are too close. For two, he is not applying enough force to his front leg from his back leg. And three, his body is parallel to his stick. As we study the amateur's graph, we see that his shot goes 1.7 meters per second, which means for the first meter off his stick, it takes 1.7 seconds to go that far. We can also figure out that the applied force between his stick to the puck is approximately 170 newtons. As we watch the professional take his snapshot, we see that the movement of his stick is much more fluent, his back to front leg ratio is greater with force, and his body is directly perpendicular with the stick. While looking at our professional's graph, we see that the puck travels at 3.7 meters per second. When we put that into our formula, we find that means he put 629 newtons of force onto the puck when shot. This is much more newtons than our amateur shot, which we can find that means our amateur could work on his release from the drag to release with his stick. The next shot we will analyze is the wrist shot. It is great for quick action release and is easily used close to the net, and it is hard for the goalie to stop because it is released so fast. As we watch our amateur take a wrist shot, notice that his feet are too close together and the way he uses his body to move his weight instead of his legs. This could cause a slower release and, as a result, a slower speed of the puck. As we analyze this amateur's wrist shot, we see that the puck travels with the velocity of 2.5 meters per second. When put into our formula to find the force of the stick to the puck, we find that it is 425 newtons. As we examine the pro's shot, the wrist shot, we see that the pro uses the technique of transferring his weight from the back foot all to the front foot and releasing through and bringing the stick all the way through the puck, unlike our amateur whose feet were close together and was off balance. When we analyzed this shot with Lager Pro, we learned that his initial velocity is 2.6 meters per second, much like our amateur, but we also learned that his force from the stick to the puck was approximately 440 newtons. Although the professional shot is very close to the speed and velocity of our amateur shot, as a study you can see that the pro shot will be much accurate. Thank you for watching as we analyze these 3 shots. I hope you learned something that will help you improve your game.